Hey, Steve Miani here at Burniston Auto Wrecking doing the Junkyard Crawl in Burniston, Massachusetts. Kind of a rainy day, so we're just going to kind of wing it a little bit here. And this is what we might call the school bus treasure hunt. Now, before we go inside this thing, the one thing that's cool about school buses is that these things were made by maybe a dozen different manufacturers. The cabin chassis would come from International, Ford, GMC, Dodge, various other manufacturers, and then go off to these places for the body to be installed. The difference in these, here's one here, rounded tail, flat windows in the back, of course the mandatory emergency door, but on this one, rounded tail, curved windows at the back. Same basic door at the back, and these had to be a certain size. That was a federal standard. But again, the square lights added to the round, so interesting, sort of like, not handmade, wouldn't say that, but these were certainly not done by the big three truck or car makers. These were done by smaller shops located all over the country. Now this is kind of cool. Today, where vinyl graphics are the rule, this is hand brushed stop when bus stops. We can see the brush strokes in here. Somebody years ago applied this black paint onto the school bus yellow external. If this bus could only talk. But inside, a lot of cool stuff. Now we do the hubcap game from time to time, and there's a lot of cool stuff in here, including some Dodge Monaco wheel covers right here. These are from like a 65 Dodge Monaco. Pretty cool piece. Kind of looks like a mag wheel, but again, not. If this was a Charger wheel cover, there'd be a spinner bolted in here instead of this round piece. But again, Dodge Monaco right here. Same basic thing as a Charger in 66, 67, but the Monaco didn't have the spinner. But more importantly, this front fender is from about a 66 Plymouth, but there's a rub. Okay, we have the stacked headlights, which were stuff, I think 65 through 68 Plymouths right there. But here on the side, we see here, Fairman High Rail Motor Car. This fender was once attached to a trail or a railroad capable Plymouth inspection car, probably a station wagon. These were sent out by railroads for people to inspect the tracks, maybe bridges, to see if there were maybe any trees down on them. And of course, they'd stop the trains from running when these things were on the tracks. But again, this is a very cool, a cast aluminum plate that's screwed to this fender. Now we see down here, this is an evidence of, this is a V8, see that rectangular mark? This said Commando V8. So this was a 383 rail car. Kind of weird. Now at one point in time, this would have had just regular wheels and tires underneath it, but at the ends of the vehicle, under the bumpers, would have been extendable wheels that would have then supported the vehicle. The rear tires would sit on the rails and move the car. But again, this was once a high rail motor car. And we look inside here, we can see where that emblem was added on. This is a nice clean fender. Look at this, no rust. I mean, that's surface rust, but a weird thing. You never know what you're gonna find in these school buses in the junkyard. So that's kind of cool. I gotta say, I have looked high and low here at Burniston Auto Wrecking. I have not found the remains of this. That would be one cool vehicle to find. And check this out. It has these here, these holes marked. This would have been the things. This would have been a Fury 3 with these extra sort of vent-looking things. So a Fury 3 big block high rail motor car, a rail inspection vehicle. Pretty cool stuff. More hubcaps in here of all varieties. Pontiac Bonneville or Catalina, whatever you might say, from 1964, 64. Chevy Citation, front wheel drive. And probably, it's gonna be a Dodge K-car, late series K-car right here. But again, the backs of the seats on this, we notice they say Bluebird, so that tells us this bus was made by Bluebird, the metal stamped with the Bluebird logo. And we looked down the aisle of this one. This is a fairly small bus. It's not the short bus, but again, these seats are the originals, thinly padded. And inside we also see this light blue paint, the remains thereof. I'm thinking there must have been a child psychologist somewhere who said that was the best color to keep kids mellow. You know, I'm sure that pink or orange, the kids would have been jumping around like they were on sugar. But again, the subtle things you see inside of a school bus. So yeah, this one here, radically different. This one, another Bluebird, as is that, but this one, a later version. Bluebird right here, Fort Valley, Georgia, Brantford, Ontario, Mount Pleasant, Iowa, Guatemala, California, I guess, Guatemala, anyway. But here we have a square body and a larger door. This is a more highly evolved school bus, probably from the late 60s, early 70s. That's probably from the 1950s right there. In the back, we have the usual pale green. Here it is again, the child psychologist approved green to keep the kids from running amok or less. So this one's gutted inside, but there's something cool under this sheet. Could it be a street Hemi? Could it be a 409? Could it be an aluminum slant 6? Let's find out. Ah, okay. Big block Chevy. There it is. We see those wide valve covers right there hiding the canted valves of the big block Chevy. A low-rise intake. It's aluminum. HEI right there. So, yeah, kind of cool. An iron head big block Chevrolet. Not sure what, it's going to be a 1969 or newer because the alternator is here instead of on that side. Doesn't have deep pulley, so it's not Corvette or L78 type stuff. But again, kind of cool. Is it still, can it turn over? Nah, it doesn't want to turn over. It's possible that it's stuck. But again, junkyard treasure hunt school buses can be little gold mines unto themselves. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to the Steve Magness YouTube channel. We'll be back tomorrow with more Junkyard Crawl.